Good morning, Peter. Thank you for that warm introduction. Good morning, Senate President Honorable Francis, Senator Michael Jackson, the directional, and then Delegate Stacy Plaskett, my cabinet members, and especially our guests. Welcome to those of you tonight that I saw last night, and welcome back. So no pressure here, right? It's like last night I walked on the stage and my chief of staff told me, he said, "You know you're going to speak tomorrow, right?" Well, this is just a welcome, so I don't have to outdo myself for the record. I just put that out there. But I do want to talk about, a couple of years ago I went to the British Virgin Islands. And I love I'm particularly proud of being an American citizen. I love to wear my eagle every day. But there's something to be said for the drive and the entrepreneurial spirit of that place. I went there and everybody owned their own business. Everybody, the local people, every single one of them had their own business. And I walked away from that with this feeling that that's what we have to build. We have to build a culture of entrepreneurism. And I remember Jory, where's Jory in here? When I was chair, Marjorie Roberts, when I was chair of the Economic Development Authority for 8 years, she used to tell me, what we need to attract are serial entrepreneurs. And I said, serial entrepreneurs, what's that? She said, these are people that can't help themselves but open new businesses. They're always opening new businesses. And about 5 years ago, another close friend of mine told me, you're coming to the end of your term, I forbid you to work for anyone for at least 6 months. And I was like, what? He's like, listen, you work for people all your life, you're not gonna work for anyone for 6 months. And if after that you still wanna work for somebody, well then you can do what you want. So at the time I was like, you know what? Let's take a chance. Not remembering that, I had a mortgage, hated private school, one on the way to college. So I just took that leap. And I think everyone who serves at high levels of government should take that leap. It's a different kind of feeling to know that you're gonna, today's payday. Hey, I'm still not used to that. It's like, oh, I have money in my bank account automatically. This is a different kind of feeling when you wake up in a cold sweat at 4 a.m. and know that $20,000 college payment is due and you don't have it. It's a different feeling when your mortgage is due and you gotta go out there and grind every day. You get a different understanding of what government holidays mean. It used to mean to me a day to chill out and cool out, watch some football, cool out, kick back, cook up. But when you're an entrepreneur, that's a whole day I can't make money. That's a whole day people are not going out to buy lunch and buy gas and they're doing other things. That's a different understanding you get when you live like that. And then you understand what risk is. You have to take risks. We've had a government that was very conservative for a long time. On the board of the EDA where we give out benefits all the time, people will say, oh, we're giving away all of these things. We're not giving away anything. We don't have anything. You see, Jury had talked last night about the 70s and how much growth we had. Tripling the population and the Virgin Islands coming into the industrial age. So we were able to keep people out and be protectionist about what we have. This is what we have. But slowly, all the things that we had the fence around disappeared. Distillation disappeared. We used to have Southern Comfort, Brugal, and Cruiser Rum. That disappeared. We used to have manufacturing and textiles. We used to make suits here in the Virgin Islands. That disappeared. We had pharmaceuticals. That disappeared. St. Croix had a growing tourism market. Hugo wiped that out. We had an alumina plant. That disappeared. So slowly but slowly, all these things disappeared. And then we had this big fence around. Not much. Now is the time when we take down the fence. When we take out the regulation that's stopping business from flowing. When we understand that we have to leverage what we have to build the Virgin Islands we want. When we know that we have to look for new people and new recruits from all over the world to once again start building the Virgin Islands. And to do that, we need the infrastructure, but most importantly, we need the mindset with talent who will continue to make that entrepreneurship a way of life, who will infect and invest and virally go out and make our young people think about building companies. But it's that risk that you have to take to trust to take that first step. It's a risk that you have to take that when the radio comes on and you're hearing all the people complain about, let EDC money, taking our tax money and running away with it, to say no. No, that money wasn't here before. It's a risk to say yes. The Virgin Islands anthem says we roll out a warm welcome for one and all. Once again, we want to build this economy. And we understand that it's like putting water in a pump that's kind of not working right. You got to prime it and you got to keep it going until it starts that good chugging along. And then we could talk about how we're going to put up the fences again. Because once we make this place to the potential it has, everyone will want to come here. So I'm working hard with the legislature to look at our regulations about what it takes to get a business license and knock away all of those restrictions. I'm looking at the CZM process and how we take out steps that are no longer necessary. How do we replicate in the EDC the same process we have in the RT Park that's allowing them to grow over 300% within the last couple of years alone? And that growth will continue. How do we attract new capital and make people comfortable investing their money? Because from one administration to the next, you're going to have a culture now that says we want our leadership to be pro-business and do the things that will continue to make the islands grow. That's the kind of change course that I ran on when I ran for governor of the Virgin Islands. And it's a kind of attitude that I want to make sure that we get. So when we raise a generation of entrepreneurs, whether through our what we say and what we do and the actions of government and the policy we're creating, that's perpetual. That will outlast the Brian Roach administration or whoever comes next. Invested in things like Junior Achievement, my nonprofit that I ran for 4 years. You can see the brightness in the eyes of young Virgin Islands children. And you can see the goodwill of the EDC companies and the RT Park companies that want to give back to us, but want to make sure that their money is spent in the right way. Today, I tell you, this is a community that you want to be a part of. So whether you live in Miami, Chicago, New York, New Orleans, you can spend your money every day, but you may never see the impact of it. When you spend your money in the Virgin Islands, whether it's supporting the majorettes or helping a Boy Scout go on Jamboree or whatever it is, that return comes back so quickly. You get to see that kid graduate from high school, come back from college, take part in the community. You see them get married, you see their kids, and it all happens in a matter of 10, 12 years. You see the impact of your dollar moving, and you get embraced by a community that wants you to be a part of it, that makes you accountable for every single thing. That's the kind of community that we're building, the business environment that we're pushing, and we want you to be a part of it. And you trust that together we can build that here in the Virgin Islands. So whether you're here for technology, manufacturing, financial services, you have a government that supports you, that facilitates you being able to make more money, that makes it a tax system that's built on incentives that allows you to take your capital that you would have paid in taxes and reinvest it in your business. That's what we're about, and that's what we're committed to do. So I thank you for coming here today. I open up my administration and all our government operations for anything we can help you with. Thank you so much. Thank you, Peter, for doing all of this.